Well, right. Well,
Adopted. Okay, let's go. The 19th day of the sixth regular session of the 21st Congress will now come to order. May we all share a moment of silent prayer. Uh, Roll call, Chief Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Senator Aridas, Senator Christian, Senator Figueroa,
Yes.
Senator Colin, Floor Leader Harper, Floor Leader Harper, Senator Conman,
Yes.
Vice Speaker Moses, Floor Leader Harper,
Oi.
Senator Ned, Senator Palig,
Yes.
Senator Berman, Senator Romulo,
Hey, man.
Senator Urusamal,
Hey, he's here.
Senator Wali,
Yes.
Speaker Semina.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 11 members are present.
For that reason, we do have a quorum to transact business. Okay, reading up the journal for Leader Arbor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to dispense with the reading of the journal. Yes.
Second.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress dispense with the reading of the journal. Those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. We now dispense with the reading of the journal. Next item, Chief Clerk.
The next item is item 5, presidential communications. We are in receipt of 2, and they are numbers 211-492 and 211-493.
Yeah, sign those communications, Chief Clerk. Next item.
Next item is item 6, FSM Supreme Court communications. None at the moment, Mr. Speaker.
Continue.
Item 7, member communications. None also. Item 8, departmental communications. None, Mr. Speaker. Item 9, agency or governmental authority communications. None. Item 10, state communications. None, Mr. Speaker. Item 11, state Supreme Court communications. None also. Item 12, municipal or town communications. None, Mr. Speaker. And item 13, foreign government communications. We have one, and it's number 21-61.
Sign that, Chief Clerk. LC, can you look at that, whether we have any role to play in it? That we can do. All right, we're now down on our order of the day. Item 14, standing committee reports. Chief Clerk, do we have any? Short recess.
Short recess.
This should not hold off. Congress is back in session. We will, if there's no objection by members, we will move from item 14 to the next item. Item 15, Jipper.
The next item is item 15, special committee reports. None, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, next item.
The next item is item 16 for assignment of measures and communications. Kindly see referral sheet number 21-133.
Okay, Chairman and members, review that for planning purposes. Next item.
Unfinished business. None, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, bill calendar, first bill.
The first bill under the bill calendar now is CB number 11-04, CD1 for second and final reading. CB number 11-04, CD1 is a bill for an act to award an increase in the annual salary for all full-time employees of the Federated States of Micronesia's National Government Public Service System who have successfully completed their initial probationary period and for other purposes.
Chairman Romulo.
Move for adoption of the said bill on the second and final reading.
Second.
That's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CP number 21-04 CD1. Discussion? Any discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. We will vote by roll call of members. Chairman Romulo will cast a vote for Joke.
This is second reading.
Yes, second reading.
Yeah.
By delegations.
Point of privilege, Mr. Speaker.
State your point before we vote. Floor leader.
Thank you. Thank you, Speaker. I just want to ask if I can be excused at this time. I think I need to see my primary doctor.
Okay, of course, your excuse, Florida Harbor.
Okay, thank you.
Take care of your illness.
Point of
Okay.
privilege, Mr. Speaker.
Say your point, Chairman Romano.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and good morning to you and members. Before we do a vote on the second reading of this bill, I just wish to state on record and inform that the copy of the bill that was mentioned by Senator Christian yesterday has been disseminated to members, and I wish to ask that we look at it for future reference and see where we can fit the changes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chairman Romulo. Chief Clerk, call the roll.
For the State of Chuk, Chairman Romulo.
Yes.
State of Pohnpei, Chairman Perman.
Amen.
State of Koshai, Chairman Wali.
Yes.
State of Yap, Chairman Urusumal.
As I had indicated yesterday, Mr. Speaker, Yap State vote is no because of the employees from Yap State. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Rosimon. Okay,
Mr. Speaker, 3 members voted for, 1 against the said bill.
CP number 21-04 CD1 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill.
The next bill under the bill calendar is CB number 11-364 for second and final reading. CB number 11-364 is a bill for an act to further amend Section 609A of Title 55 of the Code of the Federated States of Micronesia, annotated, as amended by Public Law Number 211-211, in order to modify the eligibility requirement for other businesses that are entitled to financial assistance under the Tourism Sector Mitigation Fund by replacing and with or in subsection 5 of section 609A and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Move for the passage of the bill on second and final reading.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CP number 21-364. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, there is no objection. Discussion is closed. We will vote by roll call of delegations. Chief Clerk.
For the State of Chuk, Chairman Romalo.
Yes.
State of Pohnpei, Chairman Perman.
Amen.
State of Koshai, Chairman Wali.
Yes.
State of Yap, Chairman Urusamal.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Speaker, all 4 states voted for the said bill.
Okay, CP number 21-364 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill.
The next and last bill currently under the bill calendar is CB number 21-365 for second and final reading. CB number 21-365 is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 19-54 as amended by Public Laws numbers 19-62, 19-75, 19-79, 19-99, 19-119, 20-04, 20-56, 20-82, 20-127, 21-20, 21-117, 21-169, 21-174, 21-194, and 21-205 by amending Section 2 thereof to change the use of funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for Yap State and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Move for the passage of the bill on second and final reading.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CP number 21-365. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, if there's
Speaker.
no. Yes, Senator Christian.
That's the kind of bill I think the clerk should be allowed to say to amend blah, 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 and blah, blah.
Noted. Okay. There's no further discussion. Let's vote by delegations. Chief Clerk.
For the State of Chuk, Chairman Romalo.
Amen.
State of Pohnpei, Chairman Perman.
Amen.
State of Koshai, Chairman Wali.
Yes.
State of Yap, Chairman Urusamal.
Okay.
Mr. Speaker, all 4 states voted for the said bill.
Okay, for that reason, CP number 21-365 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill.
There are no more bills, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Senator Christian.
Mr. Speaker, I beg the pardon of the members and yourself, Mr. Speaker, and request that Congress Bill 21-366, which has been assigned, Senator Figueroa, to your committee, that I be allowed to move for its placement on the calendar for action.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that CP number 21-366 be withdrawn from committee and placed on the bill calendar for action. Those in favor of the motion say aye.
Small Rose Princess.
Short recess subject to call of the chair.
to
Second
add one.
session, let's vote. Those in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 Those nay. Okay, motion carried. CP number 21-366 is withdrawn from committee and placed on the bill calendar for first reading action. Chief Clerk, read the title. Short recess, subject to call of the chair. We haven't.
Okay.
Congress is back in session. Chief Clerk, read the title of the bill. First bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The next bill that we now have under the bill calendar is CB number 21-366 for first reading. CB number 21-366 is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 21-180 as amended by Public Law number 21-191 by amending Section 6 thereof to change the allotee of funds previously appropriated therein for the purpose of funding public projects and social programs for the people of Pohnpei State and for other purposes.
Okay, Chairman Figueroa.
Move for the passage of the bill on first reading.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading CP number 21-366. Discussion. Senator Christian.
Mr. Speaker, I changed my mind maybe after the vote is cast first.
Okay. Any further discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. We will vote by roll call of members. First reading. Chief Clerk.
Senator Aritos, Senator Christian, Senator Figueroa,
Yes.
Senator Golan, Floor Leader Harper, Senator Conman, Senator Gunman, Speaker Moses, Senator Net, Senator Balag,
Yes.
Senator Berman, Senator Romalo,
MI.
Senator Urusamal,
H.
Senator Wali,
Yes.
Speaker Simona.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all 10 members that are currently present voted for the said bill.
CP number 21-366 has passed Congress on first reading.
Mr. Speaker.
Senator Christian, you have a point?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And first, let me thank the 10 members who are here in attendance and for voting for the amendment that was just passed. Point of privilege, Mr. Speaker, if I could, maybe for a couple of minutes.
Yes, take your point.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And members, as we approach the sunset of this regular session, many of us will want to wonder what it is that we have done and how what we have done may contribute to the general strive of members of legislatures to be of service to the nation, to the people we serve. Some of what we have done will have little contribution to changes expected to improve our status as a nation. Some will have greater effect. And we will be judged, as always have been and always will be. But the truth will always be that different people see the same objects with different observations. Some see a bottle with some water in it and say, yes, that bottle is half full. Some see the same bottle as being half empty, yet still more refuse to see the bottle of water for what it is, either in its fullness or in its emptiness. Such is the curse upon members of legislative bodies, that no matter what, and no matter how, and no matter when, the populace can never be satisfied, no matter what, no matter how, and no matter when. Speaker and members, a man will grow into what become his shield of valor. He will grow firm into his convictions, steeling his positions with experience. This so principled man can become entrenched deeply that he is not observant of changes around and above him. He does not know yet to pamper his resolve and convictions with readiness for flexibility and adaptation. For him, it is like John Paul Jones, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. But the other man, the man of reason, also embraces certain personal convictions which he mostly abide by, using good and bad experiences as his ilil. Ilil, the word for steering in Pohnpeian. His convictions are rooted in the principles of amenable flexibility, taking his cue from how tall trees bends with the winds. After all, Mr. Speaker, man basically is a beast of survivability who invokes compromise, not just a tool of self-survival, but also, and more nobly, to affect a good cause, even if only one or for many. And Mr. Speaker and members, and as such, and as I too am a man, I grew into a personal self that helps me guide my life and help me guide my work for what it is that I must do for my survivability. And my survivability depends on the survivability of those that I serve. My survivability, Mr. Speaker, however, I declare depends on how well I do my job, a job more difficult because of criticisms that come with no identity and no measure of reasonable explanation. I have also developed a sense of personal conviction that is coded with my willingness to compromise. And in doing so, my compromise hopefully will help enhance the survivability of my person or that of my duties to people and this country. One conviction I have is that no person, whether friend or foe, who is head of a department in our government should serve on any other boards or commissions. I believe that to serve so, that person compromises his principal duties and function. I was, however, prepared to compromise, for what is a man if he does not indulge in a world of quid pro quo? But a promise to me was broken, and I believe that it was done knowingly and with intent to repudiate. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Senator Christian, for, as always, eloquent words, observations, and visions. We appreciate the statements you just made, and I hope it will be heard all over our nation. Okay. Any other point of privilege before we continue? If none, okay, next bill, Chief Clerk.
There are no more bills, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, short recess, subject to call of the chair. We will go back, Chief Clerk. You will take.
So we'll disregard.
Congress is back in session. If there is no objection, we will go back to item 14. Chief Clerk.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, for standing committee reports, kindly disregard the awaiting list numbered 21-49.
Okay, thank you. And if there's no objection, we will now go back down to our regular order, item 19, resolution calendar. First resolution, Chief Clerk.
For resolution calendar, we have one resolution, and it's CR number 21-223 for adoption. CR number 21-223 is a resolution to confirm the nomination of Mr. Carlson D. Abbas to serve as a member of the FSM Telecommunication Corporation, representing the national government.
Okay, short recess, subject to go up, Chair. to the first resolution, the Congress is back in session. First resolution, Chief Clerk. Oh, you already read the title? Okay,
Speaker,
Senator Christian? Who's that? Senator Christian?
No, Senator Ursmal.
Oh,
I think,
be a bit loud.
I move to defer that resolution on the calendar
Second.
to
second,
To tomorrow?
tomorrow.
Next session date?
next session date.
Okay.
Second.
Any second?
Second.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that resolution number 21-223 be deferred to the next session date. Those in favor of that motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Resolution number 21-223 is deferred to the next session date of this session. Okay. Next resolution, Chief Clerk. Chairman
There are no
Perman.
more
Speaker,
resolutions.
thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have two resolutions that I would like to withdraw and place on our resolution calendar. It's CR 21-245 and CR 21-247. So move.
And
Second.
second, it has been moved
Second.
and seconded that resolution number 21-245 and resolution number 21-247 be withdrawn from committee and placed on the resolution calendar for action.
So recess.
Short recess, subject to vote of the chair.
I haven't.
So we'll have to vote on the motion. Let's go back. Congress is back in session. Okay, let's vote those in favor of the motion to withdraw and place resolutions number 21-245 and 21-247. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Resolutions numbers 21-245 and 21-247 are withdrawn and placed on the resolution calendar for action. First resolution, Chief Clerk.
Speaker.
Yes, Chairman Usman.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I move that any relevant rules that may impede our action on the resolution be suspended.
Second.
Okay, that's been moved and seconded that any relevant rules that may impede our actions be suspended. Those in favor say aye. Opposed,
Aye.
nay. Motion carried. The relevant rules are now suspended. So, Chief Clerk, first resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The first resolution currently under the resolution galanter is CR number 21-245 for adoption. CR number 21-245 is a resolution to further amend the President's Public Health Emergency Declaration dated January 31st, 2020, as amended on February 7, 2020, and further amended on March 11, 2020, April 17, 2020, May 30th, 2020, July 10, 2020, August 20, 2020, and November 25, 2020.
I so move for its adoption.
Reverend Berman, any second?
Second.
Second.
That's moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 21-245. Discussion.
Or
Speaker.
recess.
Mr. Speaker.
Short recess.
Chairman Wally, you first.
Yeah.
You
Thank you,
far
Mr.
away.
Speaker. Can we defer this resolution to tomorrow? I think I might have some amendment to it, especially regarding number 7, page 9.
Short recess.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair.
extend.
Congress is back in session. We're on resolution
Yes,
21-45.
Speaker.
Yes, discussion.
Yes, I
Chairman
do
Perman?
have a floor amendment to the said resolution. I believe the copy's been made and distributed to all members and may also been linked in our portable. May I ask the chief clerk to read it so I can do a motion?
Okay, Chief Clerk,
This is the first one.
short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. Chief Clerk, read the proposed amendments by Chairman Permit.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We have a floor amendment to CR number 21-245, offered by Senator Fernie Esperman. Item 1, page 19, line 2, delete the word May and insert the word March.
I so moved for adoption.
Second.
Again, it's been moved and seconded that the offered amendment by Chairman Berman be adopted. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of the offered amendment by Chairman Berman, say aye. Opposed, nay.
Aye.
Motion carried. The offered amendments are adopted. We now have CT1. Okay. Any further discussion on CT1?
Speaker,
Senator Palik?
thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Um, Short recess, Speaker.
Short recess, subject to
Short
call
recess.
of the chair. back. Congress is back in session. We're still discussing the CT1. Any further discussion on it? If none, if there's no objection,
Mr. Speaker,
yes.
I don't know. I think then there's an alarmist situation that could be handled differently. To take an initial test and declare a case positive, to me, is an alarmist. Maybe it's good to be alarmed. But there are certain cases in medical procedures where it goes from this stage where it is suspected for positive, and then the retest is taken later, and then it is confirmed positive. What we have done is incited this alarmist situation and allowed some of our leaders here in Pohnpei to incite other people to say that they will do things that are really contrary to our human customs here in Pohnpei. So isn't there, like when they took the test on Milo, it's a first test, and these tests are not 100% positive all the time. I mean, true all the time. Because when we came back and tested again, the person is not a carrier of the virus. In the meantime, we have incited very serious concern. Not to belabor the issue, Mr. Speaker, I withdraw my statements here.
Thank you, Senator Christian. Your statement is already on the record, but I will, yes, of course, note that it is withdrawn. Okay, any further discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. We will vote. Those in favor of adoption of resolution number 21-245 CD1, say aye.
Short recess, Speaker.
Short recess. Please go ahead, Chair.
We're gonna
Your other.
thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. Congress is back in session. If no objection, we will continue discussion on
Speaker.
the CT1. So yes, Chairman Berman.
Yeah, thank you. I have another written amendment that been distributed. And may I ask the chief clerk to please read the title, or read the amendment.
Go ahead, Chief Clerk, read the offer for amendment.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, we now have another floor amendment to CR number 21-245 CD1, offered by Chairman Fernie S. Perman. Item 1, page 7, line 11, after the word government, add the following. And any person arriving in the FSM on an air or sea vessel who is assessed by FSM medical personnel as needing urgent medical care.
So move.
Okay, any second? Any second?
Second,
Oh,
with
okay.
a
It has been moved
question.
and seconded that the offer for amendment to 21-245 CD1 be adopted. The discussion on the offered.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Senator Christian.
Mr. Speaker, the amendment that's offered is one that in the court of law is called hearsay. To assume that FSM officials have assessed that person on the plane or the ship to be so sick that we would lift our requirements to allow that person. How do we treat that? Only after the arrival of that vessel or airplane could our FSM officials assess. How do I understand situation, and I'd like for us to find a way to take care of it, but this is the wrong approach.
Okay, short recess, subject to call of the chair. So let's go back. Congress is back in session. We're still discussing the offer
Question.
for amendment. Questions
Second.
being called for. There's no objection. Discussion is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of the offer for amendment to 21-2245 CD1, say aye.
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 Opposed, nay.
Aye.
Motion carried. We now have CD2. Any further discussion on CD2?
Question.
If there's none, and if there's no objection, discussion is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of resolution number 21-245 CD2, say aye.
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 Opposed, nay.
Aye.
Motion carried. Resolution number 21-245 CD2 has been adopted by Congress. Next resolution, Chief Clerk.
The next resolution under the resolution calendar is CR number 21-247 for adoption. CR number 21-247 is a resolution extending the sixth regular session of the 21st Congress of the Federated States of Micronesia to February 2nd, 2021.
So move for its adoption.
It has been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 21-247. Discussion. Short recess. It's okay. Okay. So let's, Congress is back in session. We're discussing resolution 21-247. Any further
Question.
discussion on that? If
Question.
none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of resolution number 21-247, say aye.
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 Opposed, nay.
Nay.
Motion carried. Resolution number 21-247 is adopted by
Speaker.
Congress. Next
Speaker.
resolution, clerk.
There are no more resolutions,
Speaker,
Mr. Speaker.
Motion to stand in recess till 10 a.m. on Monday.
I haven't
Second.
recognized you, Chairman Perman.
I move to
Any,
stay yes, until 10 o'clock Tuesday.
okay, Chairman Perman, make your motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I so move that we stand in recess till 10 a.m. Duke time on Monday.
Okay, any second?
Second.
There's no second. Oh, there's second now. Okay. It has been
Mr.
moved
Speaker.
and seconded.
Mr. Speaker,
Yes,
I'd like to offer a floor amendment. I'd like to offer a floor amendment to the motion. Delete Chuk time and insert Yap time.
Okay. All right, so let's vote. Those in favor of the motion that Congress stand in recess until until Monday at 10 o'clock Yap time, say aye.
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 Votes nay. Motion carried. Congress now stands in recess until 10 o'clock in the morning Yap time next Monday.
Thank you. Thank you, members.